What's going on? 22 here, and this past, I don't know, 2 Wednesdays from ago, I was off work, and I decided, you know what, I'm going to actually go to a comic book store on a Wednesday, on a new comic book day Wednesday. Now, I don't think this place sells new comics. It's Sasquatch Comics, and it's the shop that me and Bottom Tier here went recently. I decided to go back. This was my second time going, and take a deep dive into their dollar bins. And I'm talking about, I was there for like 2 or 3 hours in their dollar bins. So let's see all the things that I picked up. Now, I'm going in like alphabetical order. This is not how I pick things up, but every book in the stack was $1. First one up is Avengers number 260. I know this to be the first cover appearance of Nebula, and maybe the second appearance of her, but I'm not positive on that. But I saw it, and I knew immediately that was the first cover, and I thought that was really cool. Of course, it's not in a 9.8 or anything like that, but for $1, I thought it was a good pickup. Aliens, Predator, the Deadliest of Species, number 1. As well as number 2. These I found from Mon Comics, shout out to him, his link will be down in the description below, are written by Chris Claremont, and I thought that was really interesting. And so for $1, I was like, and I found 1 and 2, I was like, yeah, why not, I'll give it a shot. It's a 12 issue limited series, maxi series, whatever you want to call it. But I thought 1 and 2 would give me a good idea of like how things are going and whether or not I'd want to go for the rest. Plus, I really like the artwork on cover 1 as well. Like that, it was just, it's really nice. It's a really nice cover. The Avengers number 268. The story in this issue is titled The Kang Dynasty. This is one of those books that popped off whenever the Kang Dynasty, Avengers Kang Dynasty movie was announced. However, that may not be the title for it anymore. I picked it up just in case, especially because it was $1. Plus, it's an Avengers book. I thought that was a good deal. Batman Shadow of the Bat, number 1. Everybody has those issues that they just pick up every time they see them. This is, I think, the issue for me. I think I have 3 or 4 copies of this right now. None of them, I'm not sure if this one will give me an earman or not. This was all in polybag and everything. I took it all out. It's got a really cool like pop-up thing that comes with the polybag, a bookmarker. There's a couple things in there. It's pretty cool. And anyways, this is the first appearance of Victor Zsasz. Now, I don't know that I necessarily agree with that, because it's very much like a glimpse appearance, if I remember right. But you do see him in like a solitude cell type deal, and he's doing his rhymes and stuff. I don't know what it is. I don't know. I would love to see Victor Zsasz, especially in the Pattinson Batman universe. I think he would fit perfectly in there, and I would absolutely love to see him as a villain in that. I think that would be amazing to me. It done correctly, that would be amazing to me, and I would love to see that. Crisis on Infinite Earths, the official index, number 1. This is not a wraparound cover, by the way. I thought it might be, but it's not. And George Perez cover. I'm trying to get the Crisis on Infinite Earths storylines all in floppies, and I thought this would be great to go along with that set, especially if I don't like it, then it can go with the set and maybe help move that set. But if I do like it, it'll still be a nice piece to go with the collection, especially if I have questions while I'm reading the story. So, $1, absolutely. Death, the High Cost of Living, number 1. Number 2. And yeah, let's finish the set out. Number 3. That's right. The entire Death, the High Cost of Living volume for $1 a piece. Fantastic, fantastic. Now, the value on the set is around $15 or so on eBay. And I don't see people really picking these up. Now, people may start once the Sandman Season 2 comes around, and if Death especially is in there, then this may pick up again. But regardless, this is something that I've not read that may really be good, and I'm interested to read it. So we'll see what happens. We will see what happens. But I was really excited to get the whole set for $3. Deathlock, Book 1. Now, this was a book that I was missing. I have 2, 3, and 4 of this little limited series. This is the first solo Deathlock title as well, as far as like in a limited series deal. And also, this has got the first appearance of the Michael Collins version of Deathlock. So, lots of things going on there. I needed this to be able to complete the set and maybe move it. We'll see. I may also keep it because, you know, will we get Deathlock in some way, shape, form, or fashion? I think it's possible, but I just don't know how long I'll necessarily have to hold it to be able to possibly capitalize on it. So, I don't know. I'm going to weigh that, but being able to complete it, I got this entire series now for $1 a piece, if I remember that correctly, and I'm really excited about that. Genlock 13, number 1. This was actually a top 10 alternative here recently. This is the first cover work done by J. Scott Campbell. And for $1, I thought that was an amazing deal. It's a pretty decent looking book. It probably needs a press. Actually, I know it needs a press. But still, really nice looking book. House of M, Civil War, number 3 of 5. So excited to find this one in a $1 bin. That's what I was hoping would happen. I needed this to complete my House of M Civil War storyline, so now that is done. Justice League of America, number 27. I thought this would be an amazing book to give away for Halloween, for that prize pack for the top 10 alternatives, homaging The Exorcist cover art or poster or whatever. Fantastic. Fantastic. Super excited when I found this. Morbius, number 1. Now, this is Morbius's first solo title here. I don't know that people care too much about this. I don't know if there's any redeeming this character. I've still yet to even see the movie. I'm still interested to see it. I actually like Jared Leto. I actually like him as an actor as well. So I'm really curious to see what my take is going to be on it, because I usually like things that people don't like. So, Teen Titans Spotlight on Starfire, number 1. Silly me thought this was the first solo title for Starfire. It's not. Still a cool looking book though. Superman, number 53. 4th of July is coming up, and I don't really have a whole lot of covers. This will be given away during the month of July in my top 10 alternatives prize pack. I thought this was fantastic for the 4th of July giveaway. Thor, God of Thunder, number 4. As well as number 10. Now, this was written by fellow statesman Jason Aaron, and the art is done by Esad Ribic. Jason Aaron, like this, I'm not a Thor guy, never have been. This story though, his little 3-part arc that he's got with gore in it is fantastic. Maybe it's 2. Maybe it's just 2. Regardless, God Butcher and then the God Bomb, those arcs are fantastic. Love them. The artwork is fantastic throughout them as well, with Esad Ribic doing the interiors as well as the covers. Just this to me is perfection when it comes to like a hero and their story. Like everything about this was fantastic. The Comically Comics podcast, we did a review of the God Butcher storyline along with the God Bomb storyline, so go check those out. I'll have links to those in the description below if you want to go check them out. And I I cannot gush over them enough. And so yes, I'm so happy to have found these in the dollar bin. I believe 4 is labeled as the second appearance of Gorr as well, even though he's just like in the shadows, but he's there because his first appearance. I don't know. That's a whole nother story. We'll get to it later on. West Coast Adventures number 56. This popped off big time during the Multiverse of Madness movie with the cover of, you know, Scarlet Witch going crazy and whatnot like that. So I don't know if it necessarily will again. I think there's rumors of Elizabeth Olsen coming back to portray Wanda, and I would love that, honestly. I think she did a great job as the Scarlet Witch and even going crazy as her. And I'd like to see a good redemption story for our hero, you know what I mean? And or heroine, or however you want to call her. And so maybe there's a chance for this book to pop off again. X Factor 23. This to me is the first appearance of Archangel. Of course, he does have his mask on or his helmet on, but you can see him. You know who he is from then on out. He's in several panels throughout this. Is the cover better than 24? No, 24 is absolutely the best cover and the first cover appearance of Archangel. However, several panels. Go check it out. Cameo or first appearance. I did on Archangel one. And see what you think. Which is his actual first appearance? I think it's 23. Wolverine and the X-Men number 17. I have a Wolverine and the X-Men from the Avengers versus X-Men like storyline. I have that like all those tie-ins that I'm actually trying to sell. And 17 was an issue that I did not have because it didn't have the title thing that was on all the tie-in books at the time. So I thought that maybe that set would sell better if it had 17, and for $1 I thought it was a good investment to make. Avengers vs. the X-Men number 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now, I look for these, y'all know this, I've been telling y'all lately that I've been looking for any kind of these little limited series of X-Men versus Avengers, X-Men versus Fantastic Four, Mephisto versus, like all of those, because I think we could have something like that happen. To find the entire set for $1 a piece, I thought was fantastic because I already have other issues of this, and so if I just keep in mind what I'm missing from those other ones, I could have more than one actual run that's completed. Find an entire run for $1. I was like, yes, let's do this. That was everything that I found from Sasquatch Comics and their dollar bins. I plan on going back because there was actually a nice stack of books that I left there of stuff that I thought was cool and interesting and worth picking up for $1, but just didn't want to spend that much money that day there, because I also was planning on going to Sanctum Tattoos and Comics in Birmingham, Alabama as well. They've moved their store, and I'd never been there before, mostly because I thought all they really dealt with were just new comics, didn't have any back stock at all, and mainly trades. But that's not the case. I was completely wrong. And I'm so happy that I was wrong because I found books there too. So they do participate in Free Comic Book Day, and I wound up grabbing this for free. Energon Universe 2024 Special. I think this is a really cool cover. I don't know anything about the Energon Universe. I will maybe crack this open and read it. I think it's also the first cover for this Megatron that's in this universe. I'm not positive on that. But nonetheless, I just thought it was really cool, and they only had one left, and so yeah, I was like, let's give this a try. Now, these next few books that I'm going to show you are from their dollar bin they have. Yes, they actually have a small little dollar bin in a nook off to the corner, so I partook in that, and I picked up this Black Adam Special Edition number 1. If I was to ever meet The Rock or have him sign something, it would absolutely be this. I think this would be the best thing. I would love for him to sign it, get it a gold Sharpie marker and sign that Joker. That would be fantastic. fantastic. I would love it. Love it so much. So if CGC at some point in time does have The Rock in for some reason to sign memorabilia or whatever the case is, I'm probably going to send this in and get him to sign it. Now, he may cost a ridiculous amount, and I anticipate him costing a ridiculous amount, but if I can swing it, probably going to go ahead and do it. Fantastic Four number 245. This cover, this book is definitely a dollar bin book. It's chewed up over here in the top right corner, or top left if you're looking at the cover. And it does have a first appearance of Franklin Richards as the adult version of himself, as the Avatar, if I remember that right. And so this book has popped off here and there. With the condition being the way that it is, I don't know that's going to help me out a whole lot. But we're supposed to be getting Franklin Richards in the new Fantastic Four movie. So, maybe there's something there. Maybe something will happen. New Mutants number 19. I thought this was the first cover appearance, or first appearance of Demon Bear. I can't find that anywhere. I can't find it anywhere. But still, cool cover, and I believe it is part of that Demon Bear storyline. All these, by the way, were complete as well. So, even more I'm happy about. I thought this was a great Bill Sienkiewicz cover as well, and glad to have it in PC. Knight Rider number 4. If you've been watching my channel for any length of time, you know that I've collected the Ghost Rider from the Silver Age, which is this guy right here, Carter Slade. So before there was a Johnny Blaze or Spirit of Vengeance or anything like that, the Ghost Rider was a Western, and it was Carter Slade as who would eventually be named the Phantom Rider. And he had like a 6 or 7 issue Silver Age little line right there that was called the Ghost Rider, and I really dug it. I really liked it. As far I just like the cover and just the idea of it. Something I would probably read eventually, but just haven't yet. I believe this series, though, Knight Rider, is supposed to be reprints of those Silver Age books, which I thought was really cool. And apparently these are kind of hard to find. Like, I looked on my comic shop and they didn't have any of them. I found this one for $1, and I haven't seen any other ones like it. So, I don't know. Maybe I start looking for these too. World Tree number 2. And number 3. I picked these up because I have World Tree number 1, and I've kind of started. I'm interested enough to read it to see what it's all about, and then I found these two for $1 a piece, and I know they're not in good shape at all, and that's fine because it was to actually pick them up and read them. But I figured if I didn't like them, that I could sell them as a set and be able to move it maybe a little bit easier because I already have 1, 2, and 3. So not only did they have trades and new comics and a $1 bin, but they did have back issues as well. Even like filing cabinets with back issues in it that I didn't see until I'd already paid and was leaving. So, but I'd rummaged through the Iron Mans just to look and see how far back they went. There was one book that caught my eye though before I checked out, and that was this one right here. This is Marvel Premiere number 8. I am trying to get the Doctor Strange appearances in Marvel Premiere, and this was one of the issues, obviously, that I was missing. It was in pretty good shape. Yes, I did pay $10 for the issue. I figure it's my first time going there. They don't know who I am, and it was the only book that I was buying that was actually substantial as far as like on the back bins or off the wall or something like that. Off the wall as far as like they had all of their like new comics on a wall. That's what I'm meaning, off the wall. I'm not meaning like a wall, actual wall book. So yeah, I went ahead and gave him 10. I felt it was worth the $10 as well. Like, it was in really good shape. There's some stuff on the back that's concerning, but not like for the value and what I believe the condition to be in. It's complete. Yes, it's worth $10 to me, anyways. So really happy to get this, add this to the PC, and get this knocked off the list. That is it for my $1 bin diving Wednesday. Hope you enjoyed watching this haul. Leave me a comment down below. What was your favorite book that I picked up? Do you think I'm off by grabbing any of these books or my spec on any of them? Let me know down in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. You can find me on the Comically Comics podcast every Monday on all podcatchers, including Spotify and Apple Podcasts. You can also find us on the Comically Comics podcast YouTube channel. New episodes drop there on Wednesdays. You can find me on Instagram, eBay, and Shortbox at 22_comics. Once again, thank y'all so much for watching, and as always, y'all have a good one.